That person you trust the most? They might be controlling every decision you make, and you don't even realize it. Manipulation doesn't come with a warning label. It doesn't look like a villain twisting their fingers in a dark room. It looks like your best friend, your partner, your coworker, someone who smiles at you every single day. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 6 signs that someone is secretly manipulating you, signs that are so subtle, most people confuse them for kindness. Stay till the end, because sign number 5 is the one almost nobody talks about, and it might change how you see someone in your life forever. Sign number 1, they make you feel guilty. For no real reason. Here's something psychology has proven over and over again. Manipulators are masters of guilt. But here's the twist, they don't make you feel guilty for something you actually did wrong. They make you feel guilty for simply existing, for having needs, for saying no. You cancel plans because you're exhausted. Suddenly they go quiet, cold. They say things like, no, it's fine. I'll just handle it alone. And just like that, you feel terrible. You apologize. You give in. That right there? That's called a guilt trip. And in psychology, it's one of the most powerful tools of emotional manipulation. The manipulator never has to yell, never has to demand. They just make the silence loud enough, until you break. Ask yourself, have you ever said sorry to someone and you weren't even sure what you were apologizing for? That's not an accident. That's a pattern. Sign number 2, they rewrite history. This one is dark. Really dark. It's called gaslighting, and psychologists consider it one of the most dangerous forms of psychological manipulation. Here's how it works. You remember something clearly. A conversation. A promise they made. Something they said that hurt you. You bring it up, and they look at you like you're crazy. That never happened. You're remembering it wrong. You always do this, you twist everything. Slowly, over time, you stop trusting your own memory, your own feelings, your own mind. This is where it gets terrifying. Gaslighting isn't just about one argument. It's a long-term strategy. The manipulator is slowly replacing your version of reality with theirs, until you need them to tell you what's real. That dependency? That's exactly what they want. If someone in your life constantly makes you question your own memories, please don't ignore that. That is not love. That is not friendship. That is control. Sign number 3, they always play the victim. Pay close attention here, because this one hides behind something that looks like vulnerability. Manipulators are some of the best actors on the planet. No matter what happens, no matter who caused the problem, somehow they always end up as the one who got hurt, the one who suffered, the one who sacrificed the most. You try to talk about how you feel. Suddenly they feel worse. You set a boundary? Suddenly they're the ones being attacked. It's a psychological tactic called DARVO, deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. They flip the script so fast, you forget what you were even upset about. Now you're comforting them, apologizing to them. And your original pain? Buried. Think about someone in your life right now. Is there a person where every single conversation somehow ends with you taking care of their feelings while yours disappear? That pattern is not coincidence. It's a system. But here's the scary part. Most people who are being manipulated don't just stay silent. They defend the manipulator. They say things like, they've just had a hard life, or they don't mean it. And that's exactly what makes manipulation so dangerous. It makes you protect the very person who's hurting you. Let's keep going. Sign number 4, they use affection as a weapon. Love, attention, warmth. These are things every human being needs. And a manipulator knows that. They study you. They learn what makes you feel valued, what makes you feel safe. And then they use it against you. This is called intermittent reinforcement, and it's one of the most addictive psychological traps in existence. Here's what it looks like. Some days they're amazing. Loving, attentive, perfect. You feel like the luckiest person alive. Then, without warning, they go cold, distant, critical. You're confused. You start chasing that warm version of them again. You try harder. You shrink yourself. You do whatever it takes to bring that person back. And the moment you almost give up, they return. Warm again. Loving again. And you feel relief so intense it almost feels like love. But here's the truth. That cycle? It's identical to what psychologists observe in gambling addiction. The unpredictable reward is what creates the compulsion. You're not in love with the person, you're hooked on the cycle they created. That's not an accident. That's architecture. Sign number 5. They isolate you, slowly and quietly. This is the sign almost nobody talks about. Because it doesn't feel like isolation. It feels like preference. A manipulator doesn't grab you and lock you away from the world. They're far too smart for that. Instead, they plant seeds. I don't know, your friend Sarah gives me a weird vibe. Your family is always so critical of you, I just want to protect you from that. You seem different when you're around them. Not like yourself. Conversation by conversation. Month by month. Your world quietly shrinks. You see your friends less. Your family feels more distant. The people who might question your relationship, who might say, "Hey, are you okay?" They slowly disappear from your daily life. Until the only voice left in your world is theirs. This is where it gets deeply psychological. Isolation is not just about cutting you off from people. It's about eliminating alternative perspectives. When there's no one to reflect reality back to you, the manipulator becomes your entire reality. And that's when control becomes absolute. If your circle has gotten smaller since someone entered your life, ask yourself honestly, did you choose that? Or were you guided there? Sign number 6. They are never truly accountable. Here's one final truth about manipulators that most people miss. They never, and I mean never, take real responsibility. Oh, they'll apologize. Sometimes dramatically. With tears, with grand gestures, with the most beautiful words you've ever heard. But watch carefully. A real apology sounds like, "I was wrong. I hurt you. I will change." A manipulator's apology sounds like, "I'm sorry you feel that way." Or, "I'm sorry, but if you hadn't done this, I wouldn't have." There's always a but. There's always a redirect. There's always a reason why none of it is really their fault. In psychology, this is tied to a concept called narcissistic accountability, the inability to genuinely internalize wrongdoing, because doing so would shatter the image they've built of themselves. And here's the cruelest part. They'll make you feel like you're the one who's being unreasonable for even wanting accountability. Like expecting basic respect from another human being is somehow too much to ask. Have you ever walked away from an argument feeling more confused than when it started? That confusion is intentional. It's designed. Manipulation thrives in silence, in confusion, in self-doubt. The moment you can name what's happening to you, something shifts. You stop questioning yourself and start seeing clearly. You are not too sensitive. You are not overreacting. You are not imagining things. If multiple signs in this video felt deeply familiar, trust that feeling. Your instincts are trying to tell you something, and they deserve to be heard. The most powerful thing you can do for your own mind is educate it. So if this video opened your eyes even a little, share it with someone who needs to see it. And subscribe to MindUnlockedX, because this channel exists for one reason only: to help you understand human behavior, see through the noise, and unlock the most powerful tool you will ever own: your mind.